Happy Monday, everybody. It is 1:30. We have a full-packed video to get to today with a lot of stock positions, a lot of plays, some things that I'm in. We're going to touch on what's working, what's not, what we're going to play for the remainder of the week and next week. Let me start off by saying the Canes, they won on Saturday. Go Canes. Let's jump into a couple things. First of all, let me point something out. Everybody's been asking me about this Santa rally. I know you see this headline right behind me. Technically, the Santa rally starts the day after Christmas, and it goes till, I think it's January 4th, or historically, that's the timeline of a Santa rally. So just because it hasn't happened yet, though it already looks like it kind of is happening, that's the set precedent for the timeline. So let's jump into first things first, the NASDAQ. Oh, let's get into the NASDAQ to see where we're at. That's our guide. That gives us our roadmap to the market and how we're going to invest. We had the top. We had that sell-off. We had what looked to be a V-shaped recovery, stalled, dropped below the 50, the 21, and then has now crept up above it. We always like to look at volume. You see the day that it was up, which was Friday. Volume was not that high. The prior day, though, was higher volume. Excuse me, let me change my hat here. So I'm not going to read too much into any of the volume stuff right now at the moment. What I will say is that it is the time of year where there's less trading going on to begin with. My rules are very set. Above the 21 and the 50, I am on green. Below the 21, I'm on yellow. Below the 50, I'm on red. And that's just the way I navigate the market. That has been how I've always done it, has served me well. I've missed some stocks because of it, but I've also have missed losing money because of it. So that's just the way I play it. Gold, I mean, I've been kicking my feet here saying, people, please, today, another huge bar. I mean, this is a big day today. We are obviously above all-time highs as of this morning. I'd like to see where this volume closes. I've given you a couple gold setups, some names that you could buy. Gold still on its way, I believe, to 5,000 an ounce. For the record, this is not financial advice, but rather for educational purposes. Bitcoin, I saw Bitcoin this morning was at around 90. No great shakes, still below the averages. Anyway, still there. I just touch on it, whatever, just so everybody sees it. So anyways, the market up today, 0.5 point. The NASDAQ, the S&P up a little bit more than 0.5 point. So what's working, what's not working? So we have the already behind us. We have the Fed rate cut. We know that's happening. We should see multiples expand. So that should be promising for some growth stocks and small caps. Now, jumping into gold names, because I want to point this out. I gave some names. Oh, silver too. Forgot to mention silver, just because silver's been just parabolic. Silver just again today up, all-time high. You know, I own that through I'll show you the names I own that. I own that from SLVO, which today was dividend date. If you owned it today, you get paid, I don't know, it was like $3 and something cents. It shows it's down. It's not down. It's actually green on the day. I don't know why that shows that. I guess maybe because the retraction of the dividend pushed it down, but either way, that's negligible. Anyways, it pays the dividend, so I'm in SLVO. The other silver name that I own is AG, which I've been kind of peddling to everybody. I'm in this. I still think this has a little bit of room, though. If you want exposure to silver, that's a good one. Now, gold, speaking of gold, GLDI, I'm in also dividend date today, so it did fall down today. This also is not accurate, but either way. And then the other two gold names that I'm in Harmony, which I've been mentioning. I think this one's got room actually to break out and go. So if you don't own gold or you want to have some exposure to gold, this could be one that provides that for you. So I'm going to touch on a couple names that I'm in, and I'm going to give you some setups and some stocks that I am going to buy or I have bought at the moment. Let's go down the path of what's working. First and foremost, Reddit. I mentioned on my last video, I think that is my best looking chart my setup. I still like this a lot. I still think that this is actionable. You know, there's multiple contributing factors to why Reddit is doing good, but I just going off of a strictly technical perspective, I really like this. If you'd like to buy it, I would buy it and set a loss here, a stop loss here at the bottom of this candle, define risk. So I'm in Reddit. I did get in when I mentioned it last week. I got back into Palantir through PLTW, but listen, Palantir is making a technical late stage base. Late stage bases are more prone to failure. That means that when they break out, they usually don't work. However, this is a late stage base. It is red today. It opened up green, barely red. When I say red, this shows now even. In any case, I really like this cup, this shakeout, this handle. Again, it's another base. I own it through PLTW. I got back in last week. Anyways, I got in, I think, on Wednesday. Anyways, here we are. Dividend date is tomorrow. That's what I'm in. Okay, that's the AI components. Another one that I'm in is IMNM. So let me explain to you what I did here with IMNM. I bought it on this day. Then it got killed this day. I didn't set my stop loss, but perfect. I expected it. The reason I bought it this day was that was the date that they announced a secondary offering. For those of you that don't know, when stocks have a big move like this the day before, small stocks like this, and it was coming off of their trial data for one of their cancer medications. They had a positive reading. They're trying to create extra cash flow, create extra valuation. So they offered a public offering. It's a dilution effort to raise more capital, so to say. They offered that, and the stock held up really well. I thought that was a really good sign. I usually like to see relative strength. In any case, I bought it. It fell down the next day 10%. I bought the dip. As everybody knows, I try to stick to the rules, but this was not for me. It was out of the rules. I wanted to own this stock, and I wanted to own more of it here. I only bought a half a position this day. I bought more here, and I admittedly did buy a little bit more on Thursday, and then Friday it had a really nice day, and then today it's having a really nice day. I am green on this. For those of you who know, I traded this earlier here. I had about a 30% move. I got out before the big move, which sucked. I could have got way more, but I made a good 30%. Any case, we are locked and loaded here. I think this is actionable. For those of you who don't know, this is a couple things I want to point out, which I like. Clay, he is the CEO, as you can see, and as you can see, he bought. You can see this insider buying. He did this on the 18th and the 19th, and then whoever this guy is, who's a CTO, bought. But he's bought over $1 million plus, right? This guy is renowned for taking these small healthcare bio stocks, boosting them up, and getting them bought out by larger people like Eli Lilly, Pfizer, Bristol Myers, what have you. He is clearly doing this, and this is going to be a candidate for a buyout, and I would not be surprised to see this get bought out. With that said, highly speculative name. They do not have a large amount of revenue. It is speculation. I like it. I own it, but please execute risk tolerance. This is a stock I happen to really like a lot. Up 4% today. I'm in that name. All right, jumping along, I'm going to give you some of the small stocks I'm in also. I'm still in BHVN. Again, I am a sucker for this. I've pointed this out. I love this insider buying, especially out of these large amounts. And this carved out a bottom here, no doubt in my mind. I'm still in this. I'm up on this. A little bit more risk here as well. Look, truthfully, I don't know what kind of bio. I've strictly bought this off of technicals, and I bought this off of insider buying. Anyways, technically still looks sound to me. I mean, I don't love the 50 sloping down, but I do think it carved out a low, defined risk. I mean, if you're going to buy it, set a stop loss probably in the bottom of this wick and have at it. Another name that I'm in that was a small name that a couple of my buddies that love higher risk stuff, I don't normally trade this. I'm a little bit out of character. CERS. This is a wild moving, but this is kind of, admittedly, I don't have my normal large position, or my positions are not normally large. Sorry, excuse me. I digress. I go with a certain percentage of positions, and this is a half of position for me. Above this, though, I would double my position, though, and probably go heavy. Anyways, that's working out, and I think that's still actionable. I'm still in AEO, which is American Eagle. I think I've beat this one already. I've talked about it. I mean, this is down a point and a half, coming down to the 5. Really looks like a nice entry point if you want to be honest. If you're not in the stock, this might be giving you an opportunity to get actually into it. If you're not already in it. Yeah, take a look at that. I like the story. I think they're doing great. I think they kind of on their conference call during the earnings, I think the CEO got ahead of herself and kind of said that they're going to have a blowout quarter next quarter. Anyways, this is a hold for me, and I'm in that. Also, last week I mentioned another retail name that I got in, which is Abercrombie and Finch. Still, so I have not. I got in this on Thursday. And it's riding that. I think this is a little extended. I'm already up like 6% on this or 7% on this. This pull back to this line here, the 5, I would look at that as a potential entry point. Okay. I think that covers what I'm in long. Yeah, that's my long names. I don't have anything else long that I'm in at the moment. Oh, I'm still in Taiwan Semiconductor. I never got stopped out. I came really close, didn't get stopped out, and now I'm back to even. I don't want to give you this as a serve this up as a play, but anyways, I figured I'd point it out. I like to disclose what I'm in and what I'm not in. All right, so here's my new buys, and here's what I'm looking at, and then follow me here. So the names I'm looking at this week, probably one of the best looking charts is Rivian. I know. Yeah, I know. So Rivian has had a huge move since their earnings. Wild, right? But this made a cup here. As you can see, this is a cup. This is a shakeout on the handle, and then it had the breakout. Down today, a point of 1.3%. This actually looks great. It's hard to ignore these moves here. I think I'm going to start a position today, small, nothing crazy. I don't love this company, but they have like really had a great turnaround story. I mean, if you go back, this stock was down in the dumps. It was under $10. Even going further back, it was down to like $8, I think it was. Yeah. Just since it became an IPO, it really hasn't done much. But anyways, I like this on a trade. This is one I'm watching, is on my watch list for the week. Another one that I really like, and this is so let me point something out. I like to step outside of the comfort zone a little bit when it comes to some of these equities. You don't have to put yourself in a box. This is one that I bought this morning. I should have started with this. This is an Argentinian bank. Banco Marco or Madcor, I don't know, however you say that. Anyways, it showed up on my screener. I was watching some of these financial banks like Santander and a bunch of other ones outside of the United States. This is probably my favorite one. I bought this morning, an Argentinian bank. I'll spare you the politics, but Argentina is having a hell of a turnaround story, and there's a lot of variables associated why this stock is going to benefit. I'm buying it strictly off a technical basis, why I bought it. Anyways, I think it's good for a trade. It activated my trigger point. I set my stop loss down here, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll see how that one goes. That's a new buy for the week. I have not bought Rivian, but that's probably going to get bought. And then I'm going to show you 2 other names that I have on my watch list. And again, these are very different names, okay? So, and for different reasons that they're on. And I probably should also said I'm still in open. I know I didn't mention that. So, wow, gold is wild today. Just crazy. All right, so I'll start off the first one. Again, different kind of stock. This is $1.46. I have not bought it. I probably will buy this. And so let me explain to you the reasons why I probably will buy this. Okay, first of all, this is a REIT. It's a real estate investment stock, okay? It's a trust. They pay out a very large dividend. They announced, as you can see here, I'm going to go to this headline. They announced their dividend of 4 cents per share paid out to anybody on record on the 31st. 4 cents per share for a stock that is $1.41, is higher than 20% dividend on an annualized basis. Okay. There's that, right? That's one component of it. I saw this caught my attention. I see all of this buying in December. Now, here's the thing. This is not a lot of buying. It's a very small amount of buying when you think about it overall. However, I think it kind of bottomed here. I like the dividend component. I like a recovery thing. I'm not saying I'm buying it yet, but it is on my watch list, and I'm going to take a look at it. For those of you who like stocks with high dividends and you want to play turnaround stories, this could be one that is something to watch. I'm not saying to go out there and buy it, but it's something to watch. Another one that I have on my watch list, and this is far from sexy, is Kenvue. This is the maker of, I think like they have Tylenol. Let me see. So Band-Aid, Listerine, Neutrogena, Tylenol. They are a consumer good. I saw their Vanguard position increased. This showed up on my screener. BlackRock increased. They're holding. And then I also saw this. Again, I have not dug into this enough. This was during my Sunday screen. I spend a couple hours on Sunday screening for stocks. This is huge block of, this is the director that bought 55 million twice. If we go in and we look at this, yeah. And Jed, look at this. Jeffrey's right down the street from me in Las Olas. So anyways, Jeffrey bought these amounts. He's the director, and as I always say, people sell for many reasons. They buy usually only for one. So he bought 55 million twice at a $17.37 valuation. That is incredibly large amount of purchasing. Maybe he knows something. I don't know. The stock hasn't done very good since May, to be very honest. It's been on a downward spiral. It has made its bottom here in the beginning of November. Clearly, if you bought it here at 14 and you're at 17, you're already up. It does have a dividend releasing in January. It pays about a 4.5% yearly dividend. Nothing to write home about. Oh, look, my Argentinian stock, since talking about it, has gone up. So, yeah, this is one on my watch list. I might buy this I think I'm going to buy this as a half position. It's hard for me to ignore this. Also with consumer goods, I know they've taken a hit because of tariffs. Hard for me to ignore this. I mean, even if I just do a half position, I'm just pointing it out. In any case, that is pretty much about it. It's a shortened week. I'll probably make a video at the end of the week, not Christmas, maybe the day after Christmas, which I believe is a trading session on the 26th. I'm not certain of that. Trump declared the 26th a federal holiday, so I don't know if they changed that. It used to be a half trading day. In any case, I hope you guys enjoy the video. I hope you are learning from the video. Take a look at some of the plays I gave. Here are some of the major news ones that I follow. This won't relate to your watch list, but in any case, that's mine for the names that I look at are always here. Anyways, have a great Christmas, great Hanukkah. Happy holidays to everybody. And I believe Hanukkah is over. Yeah, I don't know. As a Jew, I don't know. I think I should probably know that. Anyways, all right, guys, don't be a putz. Have a good one.